What's up, Babu fam? It's me, your main boo, back with another video. So I know I haven't posted these past few weeks, but obviously, as I'm sure you guys all know, a lot more important things have been happening this month of June, so it really didn't feel appropriate to be posting makeup videos or anything about my life when Black lives are being taken. It's absolutely unacceptable and it makes me sick to my stomach. So I've kind of just taken this time to step back and educate myself more and listen to the voices that are unheard, and I think that you guys should too. I think it's so important. I'm gonna go ahead and leave some links down below. If you guys can check them out, I would really appreciate it. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, which is an all-in-one platform where you can build a beautiful online business, and you will hear more about it at the end of this video. So without further ado, if you want to learn about my 4 eyebrow tips that will change your life forever, then just keep watching. Okay ladies, I'm gonna say this once and once only, so listen closely. If your eyebrows are not in check, everything will be off. When I get comments like, oh, you're so lucky you were born with like beautiful eyebrows, I laugh a little to myself because yes, my eyebrows are thick and I'm very grateful for that, but I put work into these eyebrows. My eyebrows didn't look like this even 6 months ago because my routine is constantly changing and I'm always learning new things. But I feel like I'm at a point right now where I really like my routine. I like the way it shapes my face, so I'm ready to share it with you guys, and we're gonna call this a little brow Bible. This Bible consists of 4 main chapters that I just made up an hour ago. And they are called Location, Lamination, Lather, and Load. So you might be a little confused, but it's so easy, so let's begin. So let's start with number 1, location. This is going to be the location of the place on the brow that we're gonna take the hair and leave the hair. Now the rule of thumb here is we want to make our eyebrows look as symmetrical as we possibly can. Now whatever you choose to do with your eyebrows is beautiful. Whatever I choose to do is also beautiful. That's the beauty of makeup. But for today, I'm gonna show you what I think looks best because, well, it's my channel. So we're gonna be talking about the center, the middle, and the end of the brow. So the center of the eyebrow is actually the most important thing when it comes to changing your face and actually can make your nose look more narrow or more wide. I've seen so many people do this and I literally cringe when I see it because number 1, I used to make that mistake and my boyfriend used to make that mistake until he met me. Most people think that you are supposed to take off your eyebrow at the end of your nose. However, everybody has a different shaped nostril. Some people have very wide set nostrils and some people have smaller nostrils. Regardless, you do not want to measure it at the end. You actually want to measure it at the ball of the nose, right where this crease is. You can just use a brush or whatever and line it up and see how that's exactly where my eyebrow starts. Little fun fact, when I was 7 years old, I took a shaver to the center of my eyebrows because my mom wouldn't let me pluck my brow hairs, so I thought it would look good. It literally ruined my face. So take my mistake as a learning lesson. You don't want to do that. So right there, right at the ball of your nose is perfect. So when your eyebrows are very far apart from one another, it can actually make your face look more separated and this area looks a lot more wide. Same thing if you do too far in, then this is gonna look very, very narrow, which if that's the look you're going for, then go for it, honey. I support you. But I recommend right about here. And then for the center of the eyebrow, which is your arch, and by the way, even if you have a very straight brow, everybody kind of has a little bit of an arch, so you can just eye it. So what I like to do is go on the end of the nostril. This time it's fine. Take it like this. You want to cross directly on your eyeball, and that's exactly where your arch should land. Same thing, you want your arch to be even on both sides, and that's going to help us with the symmetry. Then lastly, for the tip of your eyebrow to decide how far you want to draw it or how far you want to pluck, you're going to take the same thing at the end of the nostril, line it up with your eye, and it should land about right there. And as you can see, I can even draw my eyebrow a little bit longer, but the end of the hair does touch the pencil. I'd probably go a little bit thicker when I'm going for more of a dramatic look. And there we go, easy enough. Let's move on to step 2. So my second chapter of this brow Bible is lamination. So lamination actually tends to be a very controversial subject because some people absolutely love it and some people absolutely hate it. When I first got it, I was even very unsure about it. I was like, I don't know if I like this. It's a little intense for my liking. But then I came to the conclusion that it changed my life. So if you're blessed with eyebrows that just go straight up in the center, God bless your soul. You don't know the struggle that I have gone through. My right brow actually grows straight, but my left brow literally grows sideways. And on top of it, any eyebrow gel that I used when I was younger, because I just thought that was the only thing that was available, did not work in making it stick up. So my eyebrow lady and I always called it the bad brow. Like I always knew like, okay, this is the brow that needs more work, needs more filling, it needs more attention and love. Then lamination came into my life. So if you don't know what eyebrow lamination is, it's basically a chemical that relaxes your brow hairs. It's the same exact thing as getting a lash perm, but it's on your eyebrows. It usually lasts me about 4 to 6 weeks, and I actually have my own at-home lamination kit. I picked this up from Amazon, and girl, you know I got a tutorial on it on how to use it step by step, and I'll link it right here. So this basically makes it possible for you to put your eyebrows in any shape or direction that you want, and this is not just for girls who have a lot of eyebrow hairs. This looks actually better on girls who have thin hair. It really gives you that nice like model bushed up brow. It looks amazing. One very important thing that I will tell you though that I learned very quickly is the first 2 to 3 days is very aggressive because it's actually like stamped onto your skin. But after the 3rd day, it starts to lift from the skin and it looks way less aggressive. Also, another thing is when your eyebrows are like sticking straight up, it makes it so much easier, especially if you're plucking your eyebrows at home. It shows you the line of your brow so you get a cleaner line. If you have the same problem as me where you have that one bad brow that just does not listen no matter what you do, then I think you'll really like lamination. All right, moving on to step 3, lather. And by this, I mean it's time to lather it up with some soap. If you have not heard nor tried soap brows, girl, what are you doing? Soap brows has to be one of the single most amazing inventions in the makeup industry. Number 1, it's cheap. Number 2, it's highly effective. What more can you ask for? Like I was saying earlier for lamination, when I was younger, I tried every brow gel on the market, and I'm telling you, nothing worked on this stubborn ass brow. I honestly thought that I was just gonna be doomed with one bad brow, and that was gonna be it for me. Then I tried soap brows, and I was like, so soap brows, I feel like it's more inclusive because more people would be inclined to do it. It's just temporary, you can take it off obviously. But I said lamination first because I have to laminate my eyebrows. It makes the soap brows technique even more effective. So if you don't know what soap brows is, it's basically you're gonna take a clear bar of soap, and I find it works best when you mix it with some MAC Fix Plus, spray it on, take a spoolie, and just brush your eyebrows up and just wait to see what happens. It does such a beautiful job of just lifting your eyebrows. It also makes it look like you have a facelift because your eyebrows appear higher on your face, and it just looks better when you fill it. It just looks so bomb. I am such a fan. So about like 3 to 4 weeks into my lamination is when I find myself really picking up the soap and using it as like that extra oomph. It's just like a nice quick pick-me-up that we all need in our lives. Also, if you don't want to do lamination and you feel like your eyebrows actually do well with brow gel, then you'll really like soap brows because soap brows is just an improved version of brow gel. And not to mention, I picked this up from Whole Foods about a year ago, and I've been using it pretty much every single day, and look how much of it is left. Like I'll probably have this for legit 10 more years. So it's like a brow gel that never runs out. It's super cheap, $4 make me holla. If you want a little bit more of an in-depth tutorial on how to do this, girl, you know I have another tutorial on it, and I'm gonna link it right here. And that leads us to our last chapter, load. And by load, I mean it's time to load on that product onto the brow, eyeshadow, eyebrow pencil, whatever it is that you may be using these days. Now's the time. So first of all, what I like to do, well, it actually wouldn't be a brow tutorial if I didn't introduce you guys to the one brush that I use for literally everything, this Anastasia 7B brush. I use this for my brows, my eyeliner, my lip liner sometimes. It's amazing. So when I'm first filling in my brows, I love to use shadows. I don't really use pencils as much anymore unless I'm going into the center, but I just find shadows really mix well with the eyebrow and they last the longest. So I dip into about an ash brown. The only time that you'll catch me using like a black shadow is if I'm going out for like an event or something. I like to make the ends a little bit darker. But what I did before this video is I just take a brown shadow. You can use anything from any palette. Like you don't even need to buy specifically one for your eyebrows. Just take a matte brown shade or whatever color that you are. So what I like to do is make sure there's structure at the bottom of the brow and kind of match them up with product before even starting at the top, because sometimes I find myself like really going ham and then at the end I have like these really harsh brows and I'm like, no honey. So when it comes to how much product you want to put, I always like to put the least amount of product in the center. When you're putting a lot of product in the center of your face, you're gonna look a lot more harsh and sharp. Whereas if you're gonna put a little bit of product and kind of just focus on making little hair strokes, you're gonna have a more softer look. So right when my brush hits the product, I like to start at the ends, kind of like actually 3/4 of the way out. And that's when I can get a little bit more real and dark with it. And as we get into the center, we just kind of want to put it sideways like this and make our hair strokes ourselves. All right, so that is a wrap to my brow Bible. Those are all the tips and tricks that I could possibly think of that I could give you guys. I hope you guys found them useful. And now I want to thank Squarespace again for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for a place to design your own beauty blog, or if you just want to make a website to sell products on, Squarespace is so easy to use and it's time effective. Anyone can do it. You can link your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any social media account that you want, and you can even run email campaigns. I actually made my own website with them, and I made my sister make one too, and I was kind of surprised at how simple it was. Like, I always thought that making a website would be extremely difficult, but Squarespace really laid everything out for you and made it look as easy as possible. If you're looking to unify your brand and really make it come to life, then this is a great start. So if you're interested, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, head over to squarespace.com/sagoniamlazarof for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It feels so good to be back, and by the way, your girl is moving into her new apartment July 1st, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in detail in the next video, so this one doesn't run too long. Please make sure to check out those links that I talked about in the beginning of the video for the Black Lives Matter movement. It would really mean a lot to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!